see the definition of microgametogenesis. Microgametogenesis is defined as the production of male gamete from the microspore. Microspore represents the first cell of male gametophytic generation, and it is the microspore or pollen grain which gives rise to the development of male gametes, two male gametes. Now let us see. You know that microspore or pollen grain is a uninucleate haploid structure. Pollen grain is a uninucleate having a single nucleus, and the nucleus is haploid. Therefore, that's why it is called uninucleate. Microspore or pollen grain is a unicelled uninucleate structure, and its nucleus is haploid genetically, and the pollen grain remains covered, covered externally by two layers. The outer layer of the pollen grain is known as the exine, and the inner layer of the pollen grain is called intine. And you know that I have already taught you that this exine in turn, the exine, which is the outer layer of the pollen grain, remains differentiated into two parts. The outer layer is known as sexine, and the inner layer is known as nexine. And also use the term what do you want to know? Let me know. The pollen grain, just I am talking about the wall of the outer covering of the pollen grain. The wall of the pollen grain remains covered externally by the exine, and the inner layer is called intine. And you know that the exine is either smooth or it may be sculptured. And this the sculpture of the exine is of much taxonomic value, whereas the intine, the inner layer, is always smooth. The exine, just I am talking about the differentiation of the exine. Exine also remains differentiated into two layers. The outer layer is known as exine, and the inner layer is known as the nexine. And now the inner layer, the outer layer, which is exine, is initially thin, but later on it becomes thick, whereas the intine is a thin layer, but the intine is thick at the point of the pollen, at the point of the pore. Now this as far the cytoplasm of this microspore is concerned, the cytoplasm is dense, and the nucleus is initially centrally located. As far the position nucleus of the microspore is concerned, the microspore is initially centrally located, but later on the nucleus becomes peripheral in the position, and the cytoplasm is also very dense in microspore. Nucleus is central initially in position, and later on the nucleus becomes peripheral in position, and the nucleus is haploid. During the development of the male gametes, from the microspore, mitotic division takes place. You know that microspores have been formed due to the microspores from the microspore mother cell have been formed by the process of meiosis. But this microspore gives rise to the development of male gamete by the mitotic division. So at first, the nucleus, which is central in position in the microspore, becomes peripheral due to the development of a large vacuole in the microspore, and this vacuole pushes the centrally located nucleus toward the peripheral zone, and after becoming peripheral in position, this nucleus of the microspore divides mitotically to form two cells. One of the two cells is larger, and the other cell is smaller. The larger cell is the vegetative cell, and the smaller cell is the generative cell. The vegetative cell does not undergo any further division, but the vegetative cell does not undergo any further division, but the generative cell undergoes further mitotic division to form two male gametes, and these two male gametes are present in the pollen tube. And you know that one of the two male gametes fuses with the egg to form the zygote, which later on gives rise to the development of the embryo, whereas the another male gamete fuses with the secondary nucleus to form the primary endosperm nucleus, which in turn is destined to give rise to the endosperm, which is the nutritive layer and which provides nutrition to the growing embryo. So the process, as far the process of this microgametogenesis is concerned, diagrams or steps of the microsporogenesis have you must write in your examination, and this microgametogenesis is also known as male gametophyte development. As you know that the megagametogenesis is also known as the female gametophyte development. Similarly, the microgametogenesis is also known as male gametophyte development. So now look at the, I just want to show the diagrams sketched on the whiteboard to make you understand the process of the microgametogenesis. So look at the whiteboard and try to understand the process of the microgametogenesis. At first, look at this diagram. This is the diagram, or this is the diagram of a pollen grain microspore. I think that you are quite acquainted with the structure of the microspore, which I have already dealt in the previous lecture while I was teaching you the microsporogenesis. Again, I just want to show this structure of the microspore. This microspore or pollen grain remains covered with the two layers. The outer layer is known as the exine, which is either smooth or sculptured. And this exine also remains differentiated into the two layers. The outer known as exine and the inner layer is known as the exine. So but this intine is not further differentiated, and this exine is initially very thin layer, but later on this this exine becomes thick, and this intine is thicker at the point of the pollen point of, you know that there is presence of pore in the pollen grain through which the pollen tube develops. So look at it. These are the pores located in the wall of the pollen grain. And look, the very important point is here that the nucleus remains centrally located. Just I have shown the nucleus of the pollen grain in the red ink, and this red ink shows this nucleus has been shown in the red ink. This is the nucleus of the pollen grain, which is haploid and remains centrally located. This is central. The nucleus is central in position in, and the cytoplasm is also shown here. The cytoplasm of the microspore is dense. So this is the diagram microspore or pollen grain, which represents the first cell of the male gametophytic generation. And this pollen grain gives rise to the development of the two male gametes. As you know that the angiosperm, there are two male gametes. So now look at the second diagram. In this diagram, it has been shown that there is appearance of a big vacuole. This is the diagram of a second stage. Look here, there is appearance of large vacuole, and due to the appearance of this large vacuole, the centrally located nucleus becomes peripheral in position. This vacuole, when the vacuole appears, what does it do? It pushes the nucleus toward the peripheral zone. So the nucleus, which was initially centrally located, now has become peripheral in position. And this is the vacuole, this is the exine, this is the intine, these are the pores. And now the difference between the first and second diagram is that in this diagram, the nucleus has been shown in the central position, and in this diagram, the nucleus has been shown in the peripheral zone. And peripheral nucleus, this location of this peripheral nucleus due to the appearance of the large vacuole in the cytoplasm of the pollen grain. What happens then in the diagram? Look at in this nucleus of the pollen grain divides to the two, and when nucleus of the pollen grain undergoes first mitotic division. This is see here, I have written here mitotic division. So the nucleus of the microspore undergoes mitotic division to produce two cells. The one of them is the smaller cell, and the other is the larger cell. The larger cell is known as the vegetative cell, and the smaller cell is known as the generative cell. Initially, the generative cell remains attached with the inner layer of the pollen grain, that is the intine. The generative cell is a smaller size and the vegetative cell is larger in size. This generative cell remains initially attached with the inner wall intine and the vegetative cell remains free. Again, what happens? This generative, the pollen grain divides. What you learned here? Pollen grain nucleus divides to form two cells. Larger cell is known as the vegetative cell. And the smaller cell is known as generative cell. This generative cell is smaller and remains in contact with the inner wall. And now the diagram look in this now the generative cell which was initially attached with this inner wall time becomes